second straight year, this Michigan resort's food has tested positive for avian botulism.
As expected, the Girl Cruise website has a ton of fun details with the amazing recommended videos on the side there. What exactly even is global weirding? I love how it's also so contradictory with this textile one. Very accurate how these websites will take things down but still kind of promote them. Also, Ryan Gosling gifs in the search bar absolutely destroyed me. Love the flip on animal cruelty in this world, since humans are likely considered a minority. Who the hell is Flying Gosling?
The East Side is a lower income area. Ergo, the residents are not huge campaign donors. Ergo...
No, the mayor didn't target that neighborhood. He was just that stupid when it came to water filtration.
This is a great representation of their dynamic right off the bat. They have similar opinions and definitely work towards the same goals, but Diane is far more cynical than Guy, who believes that the mayor is more just incompetent than evil.
Did you hear about Philip Morris, Disney, Fox, AT&T, AOL, Time Warner, PepsiCo, Halliburton, Skynet, Toyota, Trader Joe's?
I love how this conglomerate gets longer every time we hear about it, to the point where it's its own sentence at this point.
Shit. Well, how many companies are there now? 4?
Very real and terrifying commentary for the direction America is heading.
1 bed? What are we supposed to do with just 1 bed?
Quite a pickle.
I should march right back down to that front desk and tell them, thank you for helping me with my 1 bed bit.
It's a good bit.
And they've got such great chemistry right off the bat, too.
Dear Diane, hello. This is a letter. Rehab is making me write a letter to a friend because I guess letter writing is therapeutic. I hear it did wonders for the Zodiac Killer.
Love the use of Bojack's letters to show the passage of time through both storylines. Also, these messages have some great parallels to what Diane is going through. So accurate to Illinois that if you go away from Chicago, you are essentially nowhere. Hullark. Excellent brand spoof. They also knock it out of the park with the extremely location-specific gags and atmospheres, especially with regard to diners. Look how different this one is from the one we saw in New York.
Your phone is ringing. Here's what you need to know about people who still use their phone to call people.
Love that they never gave up on this gag, even while they make a statement about how nobody calls each other anymore.
Diane's eating the best sandwich of her life.
It's okay.
Diane, I love that you still eat sandwiches. Flaws like that are what make you relatable to regular women.
What?
Oh my god, Stefani is the master of backhanded compliments.
What about that girl who opened up a lemonade stand to pay for her dad's cancer treatment?
How is that a feel-good story? Hey, America, we're the only developed nation without subsidized healthcare, so this child joined the workforce in a desperate bid to keep her father alive.
Don't care about the whole optimism versus pessimism thing here. Diane is just right. That is not at all a feel-good story. Literally 0 parts of it. The fact that we're still nowhere near getting subsidized healthcare because the right has grifted too many of the middle and lower class into believing it'd make them lose money somehow is actually a daily annoyance for me. Imagine being offered to have your hospital bill covered and your insurance costs relieved and thinking that's a bad thing. Right, because insurance companies are so much better and moral. Ugh, sorry for the rant, but the right is so stupid for this. And many other things.
Local cameraman has a pretty good thing going where he gets to travel all over the country and fool around in hotel rooms with his beautiful, smart, feisty producer. And he's pretty sure this passionate, intelligent warrior for truth likes it too. So maybe these 2 knuckleheads should swallow their pride for a second and make some feel-good videos.
This is also a great indication about how good of a match these two are. Although Guy is asserting that they should just make these videos against Diane's first impulse, he's also saying that he loves her for how opinionated and fervent she is about these social issues, and that they won't ever have to stop doing that. They can just take a breather every once in a while. Great way to incorporate the main lesson of this episode on a smaller scale.
And is it true that all your dolls are made out of recycled material?
No.
Yes.
Sorry?
Well, yeah, traditionally, the first batch, well, it's unclear what role recycling will play in the future of this company. Right now, we're mainly focused on empowering young girls and closing the main Chicago factory so we can relocate overseas for cheaper labor.
Right before the holidays!
Yeah, it's terrible how savvy and sneaky these giant mega corporations are nowadays. Everything is split up and named differently to avoid the perception that all the money ends up in one place. And even if they do promote positive ideals like this company, behind the scenes they still shortchange the average worker and the environment, because it's all about maximizing profits, and sometimes that means cutting costs. Love the assonance on this sign. Assuming Madame Perot's last name is pronounced how I expect.
God, I'm freezing.
Guy giving Diane his coat without her even asking.
Wait, it's not the Chicago Baby Humans game, is it?
It's just a mascot.
And there goes Wah Wah, the baby human, stumbling around like the furless, featherless dolt he is.
What's he got there? Don't drink that poison, you crazy human.
We don't drink poison.
Diane, he's not a literal human. Wah Wah is a tribute to your proud human heritage.
I'm very flattered.
Another example of insane human speciesism. So hilarious, and kind of great commentary, honestly.
You okay?
Yeah, sorry, I'll be right back.
Nice! I love that they brought back the hand on the small of the back thing. It's a big sign of affection for Diane. It's very serious, as we learned when she left Mr. Peanut Butter, and it means things are moving to become more permanent and committed, and I think that frightens Diane a little bit.
But then he puts his hand on the small of her back exactly the way he used to do to you. It means, I've got you. And when he did it to you, it made you feel safe. And you realize he will never do that to you again. But what if he sees me go out? Is the coast clear?
You should maybe go out the window.
This makes sense, but what about my stuff?
I'll pack your bag and throw it out to you.
Okay, good. Bye. Thank you for inviting me to your party. You have a lovely home.
Diane is actually super chill for being okay with this. Like, this is crazy as hell, and she goes, this makes sense. She also hits him with that classic "you have a lovely home" that she always states when she's uncomfortable at parties. Ugh, the consistency in character writing.
But then today, I see Beverly, who, again, just got here, waltzing around the house with my snack kit, saying, "Ooh, somebody made a special kit just for me. B for Beverly. I must have a secret admirer." Again, just got here. The story of my life is that I never get anything nice. You'd think that I'd learn to adjust my expectations by now, but no. Once again, I was the idiot who got my hopes up about candied nuts, and now I am disappointed with no one to blame but myself.
Oh my god, the mirroring between Bojack's feelings and what Diane is experiencing is so well done. I love the parallels between these two all day. Bojack saying that he never gets anything nice just as Diane decides not to treat herself to the coat that would objectively help her while she stays here after feeling put down by the situation with Guy. Bore seasons. Every opportunity for a joke, they take it. The visual storytelling is really top notch. It's wild how just them showing me two separate beds can be kind of a subtle heartbreak, and I've only even known Guy for a total of 10 minutes. Douche bar. U-Haul. So many background gags, I almost miss like half of these.
Well, technically, they bought Fuddruckers and merged it with Dow Chemical to create a new media venture called Spronk.
Hold on.
Spronk acquired Univision, which will incorporate Girl Crush into the Gizmodo-branded mist of advertorial.
Exactly what I was saying earlier. This is so confusing. Basically just to steer you away from realizing that it's just White Whale.
That's terrible.
Not for me. I'm gonna be rich.
You already are rich.
Oh, yeah. Oops.
And it doesn't benefit anyone who isn't already rich. So accurate.
Also quite interesting that the name of the new media venture is called Content Spew, where it's more about releasing as much as you can to earn as much money as possible, rather than making quality content.
Pardon our dust while we finish construction.
I love how absurdly disgusting this personified barnacle lady is, but perhaps the best detail is that she, like barnacles do, has attached herself to a whale for sustenance. So great how this isn't even actual water. So many artificial drinks like this. Reminds me of Diet Water Zero Light. It has only 60 calories. Plus its name. Like what?
The White Whale Way was developed by Ezekiel White Whale.
And once again for this sequence we get an original, completely different art style that's an homage to early animation and adds to the trying to be friendly aesthetic of this video. Kinda reminds me of just Disney, like in general, them putting on such a friendly face for a lot of very nefarious actions behind the scenes.
Who started small with a modest petroleum refinery he inherited from his father.
Ah, yes, of course. All those men who pulled themselves up by their bootstraps always end up having had help. Our president is not a businessman, but trust fund baby.
By controlling both the means of production and the delivery system, Ezekiel cornered the market and choked out the competition until they had no choice but to sell to him too.
And that's vertical integration.
I like that they explain in detail how these early corporations were able to get such a chokehold on the industry. Really shows how America began on this path and how the incredible, illustrious free market allowed it to happen. Entirely free markets are not free for this very reason. Also fitting that they got Tom Kenny to do Vert's voice. So friendly, but what he's saying is entirely disturbing. Plus, Allison Brie is Ollie? She's an insanely talented voice actor. This sounds literally nothing like her.
And when he didn't like the way the newspapers were talking about him, he bought his own newspaper.
And then it gets so out of control that they're able to take over everything, even the media, to the point where whoever makes the most money can't have any bad press either, and can pretty much do whatever they want as a result. I mean, the list of companies they're given that they can't say anything about is so long. There's almost nothing that they can say but absolute fluff. Nice parody of the Art Institute of Chicago with the lion statue out front, except in this universe, it's also the Thinker. Also get ready, this is a museum, so there's quite a few homages here. First up is an animal-themed Untitled by Atsuko Tanaka. A nice detailed large spoof of George Seurat's A Sunday on La Grande Jatte, and then a nice subtle homage to George Lemon's Portrait of the Artist's Sister. And on the other side of the bench, we have Jules Breton's The Song of the Lark, with an actual singing lark. Clever. The big one in the middle is Winslow Homer's The Herring Net, with the herring personified, making it a much more horrific scene than the original. And finally, Mary Cassatt's The Child's Bath, or probably the puppy's bath, I'm guessing, in this world.
You might even say White Whale is my green light at the end of the dock.
Excellent mislead to a different book reference. Great animal puns about sculptors and statues from the Greek Hellenistic period. They really went hard on the art gags this episode. I mean, going to a museum just opens up so many avenues. Have we never seen Google before in this world? I can't believe it's just called Poodle.
I got the names of some coworkers. Let's get our hands on the security footage. Did you know your cereal was made by White Whale? I threw it out just to be safe. Microchips. And oh my God, you're looking at me like I'm crazy. You think I'm obsessed. Am I totally scaring you off right now?
No. You're glowing.
So cute. It's great that Guy appreciates this, as opposed to Mr. Peanut Butter, who was always turned away by this type of behavior, no matter how important it was to Diane.
We were spread thinner than a shitty New York slice of pizza and working harder than the 96 Bulls.
Chicago things. But also, fuck your pizza. New York's is so much better. It's unbelievable. And then New Jersey's is even better than that. But, you know, don't tell New York City that.
I just don't think you can attribute it to intentional cruelty. It's callousness.
Can't it be both?
White Whale's not evil. They're just capitalists.
What's the difference?
Once again, Guy's viewpoint comes back, giving even these guys the benefit of the doubt. These two are so great for balancing one another out.
Huh.
You don't like it.
No, I love it. It's just, is this your way of asking me to move to Chicago?
No. Sometimes a coach just a coach. But I also don't know why it's so obvious that you go back to LA. I just don't know why I should suffer because you have this ideological objection to feeling good.
Are you... I would love to feel good. What a luxury!
This is an incredibly realistic and understandable argument between these two that really cuts to the core of Diane's character. It starts from a simple misunderstanding, but becomes something more when Guy begins to question Diane's desire to leave, kind of voicing those concerns that have been bubbling up this whole time. He does have a point, that she is afraid of allowing herself to feel good. I mean, she's been in Chicago for a really long time and still refuses to buy that coat. Diane doesn't really have great self-esteem, and views herself as this innately problematic, broken person who can't or doesn't deserve a happy ending. So she punishes herself in small ways, like not buying the coat even though she's freezing, and questioning it when it's gifted to her. As Guy tries to move closer to her, which is greatly shown with the blocking as well in this scene, she gets a little bit frightened and backs away, pushing further and distancing herself from Guy in the process, putting up a wall between the two of them. So tragic to watch her fall back on these individualistic tendencies where she really struggles to let people in and accept gracious gestures. Nice high-fidelity parody poster on the wall here.
When you put out stories about us being evil or callous or whoever the bad guy in Harry Potter is, people think our business is uncompromised by morality and our stock goes up.
Shareholders are greedy people.
If they know you're maximizing profit, they really don't care.
I murdered him.
Like murdered him?
Well, I didn't murder of crows him. He took too many bathroom breaks and encouraged the other employees to take bathroom breaks as well.
Murdering someone for taking bathroom breaks. This is literally the mindset so many bosses take on. Obviously not murder explicitly, but doing so makes you less than human. Not worthy. That's what they're getting at here.
Oh my God, they did.
What?
Hold on. Just because it passed the House doesn't mean the Senate
Really, Diane?
Okay, but the president could still veto.
Really, Diane?
All right, sure, but the Supreme Court... Okay, I get it.
How sad is it that America set up an entire system of checks and balances only for them to crumble under the pressure every single time? Spineless politicians. Primary your Democrats, folks. Vote in the primaries and and get younger, braver people in office. It's the only way to avoid this hard pivot to the right. Establishment Democrats are basically right-wing at this point.
Look, don't take it so hard. If you want to do something about it, just make $1 billion and murder me.
Jeremiah is a great character. I don't say this often, but I hate him. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, funny, rich and powerful people can kill the lower class legally. That's so ridiculous and a good joke. It's so absurd. It would never happen in real life. Bojack is so ludicrous. But the reason this is here is because this is what they're doing, just less directly. Removing access to healthcare, mental health services, education. They want to kill or disenfranchise everyone who disagrees and only keep the bootlickers who lap up every bit of slop that they decide to drop down once in a millennia. And you know they're going to do it for specific groups of people. I don't have any problem saying this. Half of America is fucking pathetic for falling for this extremely obvious takeover.
I'm not that guy who says, Diane, please don't go. I'm in love with you. Stay here in Chicago and write your book of essays and come with me to baseball games. They got a pretty good theater scene here and a big shiny bean and you could be so happy in your warm winter coat.
I don't need you to say...
I'm not gonna be that guy, all right? But if you wanted to stay, I can make things so good for you, Diane.
Guy's approach in this scene is pretty smart. He knows that the giant romantic gesture isn't something that Diane wants or appreciates. He just wants to convey that he cares about her and truly thinks he could make her happy. And he doesn't want it to be grand or cinematic. He wants it to be real.
I feel so shitty all the time. I feel like the whole world is pushing in on me, except for when I'm with you. You have been such a good thing for me. But I can't be with you if you're the only good thing in my life. It's too much pressure. I'm sorry.
And this is a very understandable way for Diane to rationalize her pushing Guy away. She knows he makes her happy, but she doesn't believe that she could do the same, that she could change or just be happy with him. As she says later, she always expects to drive him away and uses her marriage to Mr. Peanut Butter or even her relationship to Wayne as an example for that. Great characterization.
She spent the whole day sulking because she never found out who her secret admirer was. Frankly, it was getting pretty annoying, so finally I just say, it was me. I'm in love with you. And she goes, oh, I was hoping it was Mario.
You mean Jay Hernandez?
Some days it feels like you're not progressing at all. Other days you think, well, maybe a little. The main thing I think about is how stupid I am that I didn't do this sooner. I wasted so many years being miserable because I assumed that was the only way to be. I don't want to do that anymore.
Such a beautiful, beautiful message. Honestly, one of the most important in the entire series, and it applies so well to Diane's feeling as if she can't be with Guy this episode, not allowing herself to feel that happiness, to make that leap. She didn't think she'd be able to make it work, that she would still be the miserable Diane who ruins the relationship like she's always done before, from her perspective. But ultimately, that's never been true. She has always been capable of changing, and if she doesn't like feeling this way or doesn't enjoy the person that she is, as she stated earlier this episode where she'd love to feel good, she can and needs to make steps to change it.
The grilled cheese sandwich.
Makes sense.
Partly because it was cheap, but also because while I was doing it, I wasn't thinking about how depressing my life was.
Okay.
So on the plane, I was thinking I should make another grilled cheese sandwich because I haven't in a long time, but I love them and they always make me feel better about things.
Look, Diane, I gotta...
And the thing about making your own grilled cheese sandwiches, you can do it anywhere, you know?
Yeah?
Yeah. So I guess that's another good thing.
And this ending makes me so giddy every time. It's really Diane's first big step to truly improving herself and following her heart. Something she's not used to doing. She's taking a leap and showing that for as long as she's been stuck in this rut, it has always been possible to pull herself out. And that's a great message for everybody to listen to.
But if you enjoyed this video, consider supporting me on Patreon at patreon.com/PosiTVty. That's PosiTVty. There you get all these videos before they come out on YouTube. You get to choose exactly what you want to see on the channel, and you get the unedited essays, so you can hear all of my mistakes. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that wonderful stuff, because we really appreciate all the support on YouTube as well. But thank you so much for being here, and I appreciate you all. See you for the next video.